From the Ticats Audio Network, this is Ticats Today with Brayden Neville.
On today's episode, Carrie Underwood will perform at this year's Built in the Hammer Music Festival, and COO and president of the Hamilton Sports Group, Matt Afinec, joins the show to discuss the huge announcement. Coach O talks about gearing up for Saturday's home game with Calgary, and Javien Elliott talks about preparing to play his former team. It's Tuesday, September 26, 2023, and you're listening to Ticats Today. A huge announcement today regarding this year's Grey Cup Festival, and it was big. Carrie Underwood, America's sweetheart, is coming to the Hammer for the first time since 2016 to headline Friday night of the Built in the Hammer Music Festival. She's one of the biggest artists on earth, and she's performing here in Hamilton. This is just the start of artists that are going to be announced. There's still a ton of world-class artists from every genre that will be performing, and we will hear who those artists are in the coming weeks. But Carrie Underwood, what a name, what a way to start off the lineup. She'll be rocking the First Ontario Centre on Friday, November 17th, and the Built in the Hammer Music Festival will run from November 16th to the 19th. So the festival will run from the 16th to the 19th and feature both free and ticketed events with different programming each night, including Thursday night at OLG Stage in Niagara Falls, Friday night headlined by guess who? Carrie Underwood at First Ontario Centre, Saturday night at First Ontario, and Sunday's neighborhood block party before the Grey Cup game at Tim Hortons Field. Fan Central on James Street will also feature plenty of live music Thursday to Saturday, curated by Supercrawl. Supercrawl's a great time. I was there a couple weeks ago, and they know how to throw a party. That's Hamilton's famous arts and indie music festival. Let's go back, though, to Carrie Underwood. Bringing Underwood back to Hamilton for her first concert since 2016 is so big. She has sold more than 85 million records worldwide, recorded 28 number one singles, and is the most awarded female artist for singles in RIAA history for country music singers, and has 7 albums that are certified multi-platinum or platinum, all while selling out arena tours across North America and the UK. And her ongoing Reflection, the Las Vegas residency, has been extended into 2024, and her latest album, Denim and Rhinestones, featuring 6 new tracks, is available now. She's doing it all. She's a huge artist, and just a ginormous announcement here for the Built in the Hammer Music Festival. Pre-sale access to tickets for all Built in the Hammer Grey Cup Music Festival concerts, including Friday night featuring Carrie Underwood, will be open for all Grey Cup ticket holders. Additional information will be emailed to those ticket holders within the coming days. Tickets for the Carrie Underwood concert will go on sale to the public on September 30th at 10 a.m. You know those tickets are going quick. COO and president of Hamilton Sports Group, Matt Afinec, will join me later on in the show to discuss the big announcement. But before we get to that, let's talk some football. The Ticats return to practice today at Tim Hortons Field as they prepare for this big matchup with the Calgary Stampeders. And these two teams have had somewhat similar stories throughout the season. The Ticats do have the better record between the two teams, sitting at 6-8, while the Stamps had a tougher time getting victories this season, sitting at 4-10. Stamps QB Jake Meyer has been the guy for them all season long, currently leading the league in passing yards with 3,581, but his strong play hasn't correlated to wins because the Stamps still sit on the outside looking in. Coach O spoke about playing a hungry Stamps team, how to contain them in the air, and gave his thoughts on Carrie Underwood joining this year's Grey Cup Festival.
Yeah, we're out the windshield now. We're not in the rearview mirror. We're moving on. Made adjustments, reflected, learned some lessons, and we're moving on. So, like the focus, like the preparation, day one was good. Nice amount of wind and weather out there today. So, looking forward to watching the film right after this.
What's the focus now leading into this Calgary game?
Tomorrow's practice. That's what it is. Like, we are focused on ourselves. We understand everything on the outside. That's duly noted. We understand the ramifications of everything, but that is not our focus, right? I know this. When you win, everything handles itself. So we're preparing to win, and the biggest thing with that is to watch the film, get it corrected, demand excellence from our people, and then head out for day two.
Going up against a quarterback like Jake, he's leading the league right now in passing yards. How do you limit him, and especially through the air?
Well, if they're going to throw the ball 40 times, you're not going to limit them, right? They're experienced, they're well coached in all three phases. We're not looking at records. You've been around this long enough to know when I see a team that's understands, what's at stake, understands where they're supposed to be and the corrections. They've had some personnel adjustments. They've got some really good players. And so he's going to get his yards if you throw it that many times. But they also will balance it out, and they're not afraid to run the ball. So that's just the offensive part, though, right? Like, their defense doesn't give up a lot of deep plays and explosions. Special teams is always solid. Have your hands full. They're going to make sure that you're covering eligibles and everything else. So we're looking forward to this one.
On a lighter note, Carrie Underwood's been announced as a performer here for the Grey Cup Festival. Are you a fan of hers?
Yeah, of course. I mean, let's go. I mean, that's kind of a big deal, isn't it? So that's exciting. That's exciting for Canada. It's exciting for Hamilton. It's exciting for the Grey Cup. So yeah, I think that's an announcement that we've been waiting.
That was Coach O. Javien Elliott was a bright spot for the Ticats in the game against the Argos. He had that big pick on Chad Kelly. He now has to turn his attention quickly to his former team. Elliott spent 2 seasons with the Stamps before coming over to Hamilton during the offseason. He spoke about his big game against the Argos and facing off against the old squad.
It feels great. I know those guys. Like you just said, I've been in that building. I know how they're coached. They're going to come out here and they're going to compete. They work hard. So it's going to be fun. I'm excited for the matchup.
What can you say about matching up against Jake and defending him in that secondary?
Well, as you know, he's leading the league, I think, in passing yards. So, it's going to be a passing game. For us, it's just come out here, do our job, man. Do our job and do our job well, have fun, not make it more than what it is. We know it's a big game. So not making it more than what it is and not, minimizing it either, Has
this been one that you've almost marked on the calendar leading into the season?
You definitely, before the season, I definitely seen or looked up to see when we would play them. But obviously everything is just one game at a time. That's really the main thing.
And what's the energy like returning to practice today?
It was great energy, coming off of a loss. You would have thought that we didn't just lose a game, and that's really what you want. You don't want people just dwelling or just sulking in their previous loss. You want to come back with a fresh mind, with energy, and just coming out here ready to prepare and perform.
In that game against Toronto, you have that nice interception. Maybe just walk me through that play.
They dialed up a great play. It was a double move, and honestly, I was just playing football, man. It was just one of those things where, I seen the ball in the air, and it was all reactionary. It wasn't like I'm thinking and this and that. It was, it was just like me out there playing ball and, took advantage of the play that was there.
Now, one final question. Heading into this game against Calgary, just what needs to be done to get a victory here, especially on that defense?
We got to come out here and we got to play Ticat D. That's the thing. We know that they're going to try to come give it everything they have. And honestly, we just got to have fun, execute the game plan. And like I said, not get so caught up in the hype or the consequences of what, just go out there and play football, man. Go out there and do what we've been doing all our lives and just execute.
All right, it's time now to bring on my next guest to talk about this year's huge announcement regarding the Built in the Hammer Music Festival and more, and that's C.O.O and President of Business Operations for the Hamilton Sports Group, Matt Afinec. Matt, thanks for joining me here today.
Thank you for having me, Brayden.
A huge announcement. Carrie Underwood will be headlining Friday night at the Built in the Hammer Music Festival at the First Ontario Centre. What was the process like going out and getting such a big artist for this year's festival?
Well, we said when we launched the Grey Cup Festival on August 15th there that we wanted this to be all about football and music and the great traditions of Grey Cup happening throughout our city. But the musical piece of this, we've been really working behind the scenes with some great partners for a long time to try to deliver a multiple day, multiple venue, and multiple city, frankly, festival that surrounds all the great traditions of Grey Cup. So Thursday night down in Niagara Falls at OLG Stage. Friday night, obviously, with Carrie headlining at First Ontario Centre. Saturday at First Ontario Centre as well. And then obviously the game day music on Sunday. So, we've been pleased that we've been able to pull this together. And today was obviously a huge announcement. We wanted to come out of the gate with a global superstar of her caliber, something we're excited about and proud about. But certainly more to come as it relates to filling in the details and announcing the acts for the other nights of the festival.
I know it's certainly caused a buzz throughout the city. My mom, for example, was texting me asking for tickets right away. For those people who are looking to get tickets, how would they go about doing that?
Yeah, for sure. And I will say the example with your mom's a great one, because I think that's how we've thought about this in terms of the more people we can bring into the spirit of the Grey Cup. It's really a community event, a community asset. And that doesn't mean you have to be a huge fan of football. So we've really thought and tried to find various ways to get as many people involved in the community into the event in some way. And I think that what we're hearing in the early stages of the Carrie announcement is exactly that. In terms of tickets, Grey Cup game ticket holders will have a pre-sale later this week ahead of the general public on sale for Carrie Underwood, the show specifically, which is Saturday, September 30th at 10 a.m.
And this is the first time that a festival like this is going to be regional for the Grey Cup, correct? You have Niagara Falls on board as well as the region here in Hamilton. So it's kind of a little bit of everyone around the region being involved in this festival for the first time in Grey Cup history.
Yeah, we think so. And listen, the province has been hugely helpful in helping us deliver that. But the facilities between what we have down in Niagara Falls and obviously the great facilities we have here in Hamilton, Southern Ontario is a great place to visit. So if you're one of the tens of thousands of people coming in from across Canada, I think it's important that you see obviously our great city first and foremost, but all the things we have to offer in the region. So we're excited that Grey Cup can provide not just the opportunity to get to those places, but also events and programming happening in various markets.
Along with these concerts, there's also going to be stuff going on like the neighborhood block party before the Grey Cup. What can fans expect from that experience?
Well, yeah, for the fans, obviously that come down for Tiger Cat games often, they know, and the stadium has this unique situation being, situated in a residential neighborhood. So we're going to be having roads closed for blocks in every direction as part of Grey Cup, and fans can look forward to all sorts of things happening on the streets, from interactive activity to partner activations. But the music, we're going to have stages set up in the South Plaza, one up in the north, different types of music going on everywhere. And we really want that community feel in the hours leading into Grey Cup with music and just people coming down early to celebrate what is really a great Canadian tradition, that being Grey Cup Sunday.
A lot of people know Supercrawl. I was at Supercrawl just a couple of weeks ago. It's a great time. They're on board with this Fan Central on James Street. And it's going to feature tons of live music Thursday through Saturday. What can fans get from that experience? And a little bit about that partnership with Supercrawl.
Yeah, we thought it was important to bring in, the best of the best in terms of building out multifaceted festival event types that include music, art, culture, food, and no one does it better than Supercrawl. So partnering with Tim and his team there to deliver their experience in a Grey Cup way in November was something we were really excited to announce back in August. More details are to come, and I know over the course of the coming weeks, we're going to unveil the full lineup of musical entertainment that will be featured on James Street and in the South Plaza on game day, which the Supercrawl team is also producing. So all of the events on James Street will be free, and there'll be multiple artists daily, a lot of great local, provincial, and national acts people can look forward to down at Supercrawl. But we'll announce the exact specifics of those in the coming weeks.
Awesome. Now, one more question before we go, Matt. For those people looking to come here from around the country, what do you say to them about this festival and why they should come to Hamilton?
Well, I think first and foremost, it comes down to entertainment and the football and the Grey Cup and all of the great CFL traditions that come in a Grey Cup speak for themselves. I think in terms of perhaps the unconventional or non-traditional CFL stuff that we're trying to accomplish here, from Santa Claus parades to Supercrawls to Carrie Underwood concerts to you name it, is we're just trying to create a great experience for people to come to the market, celebrate friendships, celebrate community, celebrate Canadian football, and just always have something going on and something fun to do. That's at the core of our business here in every regard, is just to provide the best possible experience. And we're trying to do that on a Grey Cup scale.
Well, Matt, I appreciate you coming on the show today. A huge announcement. Carrie Underwood, I was in shock when I heard it this morning, as I think many people around the city were. So very excited to hear what's upcoming and what's yet to be announced. And thanks again for joining me on today's show, Matt Afinec.
My pleasure, Brayden. I'm glad to hear your mom's so excited.
Thank you. Yes, she'll be happy to hear that.